Welcome to the Hawks Lounge, a podcast dedicated to storytelling, learning, and uplifting content creators. I am your host, Hawk, and in this episode, I have an update, some things to get off my chest, if you will. Now, I'm just playing. I just want to share some things that deal with the podcast. So, first and foremost, I would like to thank each and every one of you for listening, whether it was one episode, half an episode, whether you just glanced at the Instagram or Twitter accounts. Regardless, thank you for any form of support. I didn't think anybody would actually listen and support the podcast, but I have received a bit of encouragement and excitement behind it. So thank you very much, because that motivates me to keep going harder and keep improving. The second thing I wanted to talk about was the upload schedule. I don't really have a set schedule, but I want to aim to upload 2 episodes per month at the very least. The reasoning behind this was purely me just trying to pace myself with the episode creation process. I enjoy making each episode, but with that being the case, I want to have some form of consistency. I don't just want to drop episodes at odd times just because I felt like it. This schedule will allow me to balance my personal life and help me find ways to improve the overall podcast quality. Now, that's not to say that there won't be months where I drop an episode every week, because that will still happen. I just want to make sure that I am still creating consistently at a comfortable pace for me. And speaking of improvements, I have been trying to find some ways to improve the overall listening experience for you guys. And a few things that I have tried while I was editing and some things that I will be implementing in the next set of episodes is adding sounds to help pull you into the story a bit more, to add to your immersion, if you will. I am also trying to add background music that suits each episode, so if you just want to relax and be more immersed into the story, then that's headed your way. But I am only one person, and I know what I'd like to hear on a podcast. So if you, yes you, the glorious listener, have a suggestion to help make your listening experience better, by all means tell me, whether you slide in the DMs on Instagram or Twitter, or commenting on a YouTube video, or any corresponding post. The third thing I wanted to talk about is this very episode and episodes like it in the future. In my episode planning process, I have a few weeks and multiple months where there's no episode planned and there's not 2 episodes per month. I would like to try to remain consistent with uploading episodes, so I came up with the idea of making informal episodes, so to speak. I script each and every episode because I have a very bad habit of starting sentences without knowing how I'm going to finish them. So in my pursuit of fixing this very minor inconvenience in my life, I'll make episodes where I just talk, but in a less scripted way. I'll talk about something. I haven't really thought it out completely, but I think I might make these types of episodes more learning-based or thought-provoking, rather than just having me talk about something random like the anatomy of hats or something. I do want this podcast to be somewhat learning-oriented, but I don't want to sell an idea and give life advice, because I don't think I'm in any position to give advice. I plan to make these episodes in a way where I state something that I learned and how I got to that conclusion, but also clarify that it was just based off of my experience, in my experience alone. But back to the original point, I'll make these episodes less formal and less scripted while I attempt to talk about something I learned. It's not set in stone yet if that definitely will be the case, but that is just what I'm aiming for, or that's just the direction that I'm headed towards. The fourth thing I want to talk about is concerning YouTube. I plan on changing the video format a little bit If you don't listen to the podcast on YouTube, this doesn't really pertain to you, but I'm going to plug it because I plan on making videos where you can see me actually talking. You'll be able to see me speaking and making facial expressions at some point on YouTube in a video. I'm not sure when, but I know for sure that I want to do that sometime after December, because I plan on diving real deep into these stories and getting so far in my bag, if you will. I want to do this to make each episode feel more personable in a way, instead of just having an audio wave in front of the podcast cover art like it is now. But yeah, look forward to that sometime after December, because that's when I plan on starting that. One last thing, I just want to thank my boy Hayden for entering the lounge and supporting me. I plan on having more special guest appearances on the podcast because I really enjoyed talking and getting to know Hayden more on a deeper heart-to-heart level. The special guest episodes will obviously be longer than 15-minute episodes, but I don't intend on having the majority of episodes just be interviews, so you don't have to worry about that. I know in the future I have a few individuals in mind that I would love to have on the podcast, so those episodes will probably come at a time where I don't have an episode planned. So be on the lookout for whenever that comes, and if you're not into it, don't worry. You'll just have to wait another week or some change for the next upload. But that was all I wanted to talk about. I'm looking forward to all the ideas I have moving forward, and I hope that you will come along with me on this journey to figure out what I'm doing. Thank you for the love and support, and I hope to see you next time.